What is up, beautiful people? It's your girl Cam, and I am back with another video. Today we're talking about how I print my book covers for my reading journals. All right, y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cam. This is Piece of the Plans. I do hope you find something here that inspires you. If you do, go ahead and click that subscribe button, and don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified every time I post new content right here for you. Today we're going to talk about how I print my photos for my reading journals. So in all of my journals, I have this section where I keep all of my book covers. So every book that I have read throughout the year goes in these spreads. And I think this is one of the most fun parts of a reading journal, to look back and see the covers of all the books that you've read throughout the year. I just love this. So several of you have asked me how I get this done. So I'm finally here to show you how we're going to do it. Okay. So originally I was printing my book covers just on sticker paper, and it turned out fine. You know, that is definitely one way to do it, but there's something about that photo quality image that just really stands out in your journal. So I highly recommend that you print your book covers this way if you want them to really be sharp and crisp inside your journal. So I'm going to set my journal to the side for now, because we're going to use that at the end. What I want to talk to you about first is the actual printer that I use. So I reviewed a lot of different printers, little mini printers, and I looked at videos on the different printers, and this is the one that I have found that prints the best in my opinion. So you already know that Kodak has a good reputation. Kodak has been around for years, and this is the one that I have found that printed out brown skin tones really beautifully. And I'm a brown skin tone person. Most of the people in my family are brown skin tone people. So I am going to be printing lots of pictures of brown people outside of my book covers, you know, just pictures in my family. And so I wanted the pictures to be high quality and for the skin tones to look good and they don't look ashy and washed out. So that's what I found with this Kodak Mini 2 Retro. It really does skin tones very well. Okay, so let's take a look at the printer. And it's a very small device. You can see the size of my hand, like it fits in my hand. It's a small little piece of tech equipment. Super easy to pack in your bag and take with you on a trip. Super easy to pack up in your little drawer at your desk. Very, very compact. So it comes with a charger. And you can charge this up to your laptop, charge it up to a little block that goes into your outlet. Super easy to charge this up. And it does not use ink. It comes with its own cartridge. And so if you open up this little side panel, this is where you're going to put the cartridge that's going to actually print out your photos. And the printing element is right here, okay, on the side. Very easy to take it in and out. It just slides right into this little section. Super easy to install the cartridges. And that's what's inside this box, are the cartridges. Okay, they come in, I think, packs of 3. You do have to make sure that you get the right cartridges to go with your particular printer. And I will have all of this linked down in the description box for you if you're interested in checking it out or getting one for yourself. But you do have to make sure you have the right cartridge to go with the right printer, because Kodak, of course, makes several different printers. So it comes in a little bag like this. I just open it. I don't want to touch that part. I don't know what would happen if I touched that little zinc part. So I just open it up from this end, pull it out, and then put it into this little compartment. It just slides in and out, super easy. Okay, so these are the cartridges, and all of this will be linked below, but that's what it looks like. The one that goes with this particular printer. There's 30 sheets in here, so on each of the little cartridges there are 10 sheets of photo paper. Okay, 10 sheets of photo paper. You do need to download the app from Kodak in order to be able to use this little mini printer. So let's talk about how you do that. So what you want to do is you want to go to your Play Store and you want to search Kodak Photo Printer. That's the one you want for this particular printer. Okay, I've already installed it, but once you install it, all you have to do is open it up. So I'm using my husband's phone to do this. This is his phone and I'm filming with my phone. So you want to select the picture that you want and you're going to use that photo in the app to print the photos out. But how do we get the photos? Okay, so let's talk about that. For brevity of time, I've already taken screenshots of the majority of the photos I'm going to use today. But I want to show you how to get your photos and put them in your phone. Okay, so let's do that. So I'm going to go to Chrome and I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to select the name of the book. So our first book club pick of the year is Someone Else's Shoes. So I'm going to select that. And I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to go to images. And I'm going to grab one of these images that I see here. So let's try this one. Okay, so once you find the image of the book cover, you want to make it a little bit bigger so you get a good clear shot of it. Okay, and then you want to take a screenshot. Now, after you get your screenshot, you want to edit that screenshot. So you can trim it down to just the parts you want to see, just the book cover. You don't want any of that other outlining information. You just want the cover of your book. Okay, let's do that one more time. The second book that we're reading for this year is Lessons in Chemistry. So we'll find a book cover. I'm in images right now, and then we'll go to whatever book cover looks good to you. Oh, I wonder why this one is red and this one is orange. This looks more like the cover that I have. This one does. Okay, so once you find the cover that you like, you can take your screenshot. For some reason, that one didn't let me enlarge it, and it's fine because I'm going to crop it down anyway. Some of these little sites are a little bit sensitive, so just be aware of that. Sometimes you can't enlarge the photo. Okay, so once you get your cover and you get it cropped down, then you want to save it. Now that you have it saved, you want to go over to your app. Okay, then you want to make sure that your Bluetooth is connected to the printer. And so you want to pair it with the printer. So Bluetooth is pairing. Okay, and now we're set up and we're ready to go. And you want to select the books that you're going to print out. So the first book I read this year was Secluded Cabin Sleeps 6. Now this part is very important. So I've selected the book cover. Even though I'm not ready to print it yet, I'm going to select Edit and Print. I'm going to hit that button and it's going to take me to this page. And I'm going to go up to the top where it says Edit and I'm going to select that. Then I'm going to slide over on this little bar at the bottom until I get to the image that says Collage. And I'm going to select that. So what I want to do next is I want to create a collage that has small pictures that will fit in my journal with that full page of book covers. So I want to select the 4 photo collage. So that's what I'm going to select here. It's the 4 photo collage. And now you see it's got 4 little yellow blocks. So what I want to do next is I want to edit this book cover so it looks the way I want it to look when I print it out. This might mean me enlarging it a little bit or reducing it some so that the author's name and all the pertinent information is showing in there. So it's not going to be, all of the photos are not going to be the exact precise size, because some book covers have a lot of information on the cover that you want to include. Some of them don't. So it's not going to be the exact same size every single time. But I want to make sure that the author's name is clear, all of the book cover title is clear, and any other pertinent like awards or something that the book won, I want to make sure I can see all that. Okay, so there's my first photo cover. Let's do the second one. I'm going to go to my screenshots. And the second book I read was The Snow. So you see how this one showed up where the title is cut off? I want to edit that. So I'm going to go in here and I'm going to reduce it so that the title and the author's name is showing. Okay, then my next cover, I'm going back to my screenshots. My next book was 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I'm going to make sure I selected this book, and I'm going to go in and reduce that just a little bit too so I can see the full cover. And the next book I read, the book I'm reading right now, is Divine Rivals. So I'm going to go in and make sure the author's name is showing, which right now is not. So I want to reduce that some. There we go. Now this is where you want to take a minute and look at all the book covers to make sure they look the way you want them to look when you print them out, because this is how they're going to print. Okay, so you want to take a look at it. I want to work on the snow just a little bit more. Okay, reduce that a little bit. I've got Lisa Unger's name showing here. I've got the author of the 7.5 Lives of Evelyn Hardcastle showing. Okay, so I'm good with that. So now I'm going to take my mini printer, and beforehand I charged this up. And what I want to do is I want to press this button on the side until the blue button is solid. So now the blue light is on, and all we have to do is print. So we're going to select print here. And when that X is showing up, you don't have to touch it anymore. It's ready to print. And it doesn't take very long for this to print out. It's going to go through several different phases, and the phone is going to tell you what it's doing. So it's doing the yellow layer. And now it's doing the magenta. And now it's doing the cyan. And now it's laminating the photo for you. Okay, and then you can just take it out. And there is our first set of photos. Super cute, right? And super easy. So let's do another one. So I'm just going to go back. I'm going to hit that back arrow, and we're going to start over. So the next book that I am reading is the Girl Who Smiled beads. So I'm going to select that. Then I'm going to hit edit and print. I'm going to go up here at the top and select edit. I'm going to scroll over until I see collage. Select collage. I'm doing my smaller prints right now, so I'm going to select the 4 up. And I'm going to edit this photo until it looks the way I want it to look, with the author's name and the cover looking like I want it to look. Okay. I don't see the author's name, so let me work on that a little bit more. There we go. Then my next book is going to be The Undertaker's Assistant. Fit that into my box. Then my next book is going to be Tabitha Brown, Feeding the Soul. I think that looks pretty good. And my next book is going to be Magnolia Parks. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to make sure the Bluetooth is on. That blue light is on. So the Bluetooth is connected. And I'm going to hit this little yellow check mark. I'm going to take one more look at my book covers to make sure that the author's name is showing and the book covers look the way I want them to. Then I'm going to select that yellow check mark again. One last look. If it looks good, I want to make sure the Bluetooth is on. And I'm going to hit print. Once I see that X, I don't have to worry about it. I know that it's getting ready to print out. Okay, so I knew this was going to happen because I use this printer a lot. But this is a great time for us to please replace the cartridge. I knew this was going to happen because I use this printer a lot. But this is a great example of how easy it is to insert this cartridge. So all I want to do is pull the cartridge out. I'm going to sit it down on here so I don't mess it up. Take out the old cartridge and slide the new one in. And you can recycle this. Okay. Then once I have replaced it, I hit retry. And it's going to chat with the printer again. And there comes the photo. Super easy to insert that cartridge, right? Super easy. It's doing the yellow. The magenta. And the cyan. Now it's laminating. And there we go. Our next set of book covers. Let's do a couple more. So I'm going to, it's telling me it's completed. So I'm going to go back. And I'm going to choose my last 4 books. So that's going to be Before I Let Go. Now, I'm not reading Before I Let Go until February, but I just needed the right number of covers. So I'm going to hit edit again. I'm going to scroll over here to collage, hit the 4 up collage option. Okay. That looks good. I'm not going to touch that cover. Then I'm going to choose my next cover, which is going to be the House of the Cerulean Sea. I think I'm good with that. Then I'm going to choose Someone Else's Shoes, which is my book club pick for the month. And then the book club pick for next month is Lessons in Chemistry. So all of those covers look good to me. I'm not going to touch them, but remember that you can go in and adjust them if you need to. Since I'm not going to adjust them, I'm just going to hit the yellow check mark, give it one more look to make sure. And then I'm going to hit that yellow check mark again and print. Now, this is a great example of how vibrant the colors turn out. Like, look at the color payoff. You know, Kodak don't miss, right? Kodak has been around for a long time and they have a good reputation and they don't miss. So I love the way the colors turn out when you print them. These bright, beautiful colors look great. Okay, so that's how I print out my small book covers. Let's talk about how we can print out a larger book cover. So when I choose a book that's my favorite book of the month, or for my book club, the book of the month, I want to print it out in a larger size. So let's talk about how we do that. It's going to be the same process. We're just going to choose a different collage setting. So our first book of the year is Someone Else's Shoes. So I'll select that. Even though I know I'm not ready to print, I'm going to select Edit and Print. Then I'm going to hit this Edit option up here at the top. I've already trimmed my photo down the way I want it. So I'm going to scroll over to Collage again. Then I'm going to choose this one that has 2 photos in it. That's the size I want. Now, I don't want the book cover to look like that. So what do? I'm going to tap this photo and I'm going to rotate it. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to take a look at it and I'm going to adjust it inside the box until it looks the way I want it to look. I'm going to tap this second box and I'm going to choose our next book club pick, which is Lessons in Chemistry. I don't want it to look like that, so I'm going to touch this box and hit rotate until it rotates around the way I want it. I'm good with how that looks. So now I'm going to have, instead of 4 photos per page, I'm going to have 2. Okay, so let's hit the yellow button, give it one more look before we print it out. Looks good to me, so we'll hit print, we'll hit the check mark, and then we'll hit print. Okay, and that's another good example of the beautiful color payoff that you get from the Kodak printer. Super bright and colorful. The colors are spot on. I love it. Okay, so now we're done with the printing process. I'm going to turn this little printer off. Just hold it until the lights go out. And we're done with that. And I just pack it back up. I keep everything in the same little box so I don't have any problem finding it. Just keep everything in the same little box. And then it's ready for the next time I want to print some covers. Now, let's add these beautiful book covers to my 2024 reading journal, y'all. These are the first book covers of the year. Ah! So exciting. So all you need now is a pair of scissors and some adhesive. So the very first book I read was Secluded Cabin Sleeps 6. And you can cut this like right down to the cover, or you can leave a little bit of white space. It really is up to you and how you have set your journal up. I leave just a sliver of white around it. Just a little sliver. Then I take my adhesive. And I know there are some printers that do have the sticky back on them. I just did not like the photo quality of those. So I would rather go for the photo quality and add my own adhesive. That's just me. Okay, then I'm going to place this first book in my journal. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And my second book was The Snow. This was a good thriller, y'all. I don't know if this author is an indie author. I didn't see a whole lot of reviews of his books. And this is actually a book I found on Hoopla. Just kind of looking for wintry themed books. Very good though. My next book was The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Yeah, didn't really enjoy that one. The book I'm reading right now is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross, and I'm loving it. Loving, loving, loving that one. I'm also in the middle of reading The Girl Who Smiled Beads. I should be finished with that one by next week, so we'll go ahead and add it. And the good thing about this is, if for some reason you don't finish a book, you can just come and pull it up. Or if you get into a book and you don't like it, you can just come and pull these books right up, depending on the kind of adhesive that you're using. I'm also reading The Undertaker's Assistant. I'm not too far into this one, but it's pretty good. It's a historical fiction, and I'm enjoying it. That is The Undertaker's Assistant by Amanda, and I'm going to mess her last name up. Scanandor. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm also reading Feeding the Soul by Tabitha Brown. Look how pretty Tabitha Brown looks. Like, look at her skin tone. Just very pretty. Doesn't look ashy and washed out. That's what I mean when I say Kodak does not miss. And how many of you read more than one book at a time? I used to be the kind of person that only read one book at a time, but I find that sometimes I need to take a break from a book. Not that the book is not good, but I just want to take a break from it. And I want to read something else. So I sometimes have 6 books that I'm reading concurrently. Like, I might read one book one day, I might read another book the next day, read 2 books the following day. I mean, I just like to mix it up. All right, and the last book for the month of January is going to be Someone Else's Shoes by Jojo Moyes. I think this was a Goodreads winner for 2023. And I used to read my book club picks at the beginning of the month, like to get it out of the way and to make sure that I finished it. But what I'm noticing is a lot of the girls who are in the book club with me, they read their book club pick like near the end of the month so that they're ready for the discussion and the book is fresh on their mind. So I think that's a good idea too. So I'm going to start doing that, and hopefully I won't A, forget to read the book, or B, not finish it in time for the book club. That's always my fear, that I won't finish it in time for book club, and then I won't be able to have a thoughtful discussion about it. The flip side to that is when I read it so early in the month, sometimes I forget what the book is about and I'm still not able to have a thoughtful discussion about it. So, yeah, so I think I'm going to start reading it closer to the actual book club date. So let me go ahead and add these other books I'm going to read in February on here, just because that's what I like to do. So I'm going to read The House The House in the Cerulean Sea. I'm going to read that in February. I'm going to read Before I Let Go. I'm so excited about this one. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I have not heard one negative review about Before I Let Go. So I am like on the edge of my seat to read this one. Kennedy Ryan is a good writer. I read a novella by her last year. I'm also going to read Magnolia Parks in February. And our book club pick for February is Lessons in Chemistry. So I'll go ahead and add that one too. And then these two photos will go in my 2024 book club reading journal, which I have not set up yet, but I will set that journal up very soon and share it with you here on this channel. All right, y'all, so that's going to do it for me for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I love having book covers in my reading journal. I just love when these pages are full of all of the books that I am reading. It's a good way to just look back and reflect on how many good and maybe even not so good books that you read throughout the year. I love the way this page is coming together. And the Kodak Mini 2 Retro printer that I use is super easy to use, super intuitive, and it's actually fun. It's actually fun to print these little photos out. I will have this mini printer linked in the description box in case you want to check it out. So thank you so much for joining me for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, I hope you'll hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified every time I post new content right here for you. I hope that you are having a great year of reading so far. Let me know what book you are reading down in the comments. I love to get good book recommendations. Yeah, let me know what you're reading and if you're enjoying it. Only if you're enjoying it. All right. I hope you have a great week. I hope that your week is full of love, joy, and most of all, peace. See you next time.